Some people just love being mystified by a great magic trick or illusion. If that's you, then skip this video. On the other hand, a lot of people, like myself, get enjoyment out of being fooled by a trick, but then figuring out exactly how it was done. And in this video, I'm going to teach you how to figure out almost any trick you see. Now, to be clear, I would never ruin a live performance by exposing the method to the audience. This is more about the personal satisfaction that I get from being completely fooled by a trick and then figuring out the method behind it. There are some basic principles in magic that apply to almost every illusion. And once you know what to look for, it becomes easier to spot the secrets. So let's start with card tricks. If the magician is allowing a spectator to select a card that is truly a free choice, they'll usually make that super obvious by simply spreading the cards and letting the spectator choose. If they use any other method, they're likely forcing the card so that they already know what the selected card will be. Some examples of this are if they have the spectator cut to a selected card, or if they do something like this and tell the spectator to say stop whenever they want. In this case, they're controlling the card the spectator is going to select. Also, if a magician uses any unnatural motion to show the top card of the deck, they're usually not actually showing the top card, but showing the second or third card instead. This way, when they lose that card somewhere in the deck, the real card is actually still on top. When it comes to stage magic, there are a few clues you can always look for. Anytime there's a large prop that has a black outline as part of the design, that's a way to camouflage the spot where the assistant is going to be hiding. It makes the space appear to be too small to fit a person when it actually does. If there's a staircase that the assistant has to climb up to get to a platform, that's almost definitely where they're going to be hiding when they vanish later. Sometimes they'll even wheel the stairs away so that by the end of the trick you forget that they were ever even there. If the magician has had their face showing the entire time, but then they begin a new trick where they're wearing a mask or some other face covering, that's a sign that they're going to do some kind of a switch where the assistant will take their place and they'll reappear in another location. Now that you know what to look for, pay attention for when that switch actually happens. And if you're watching magic on TV, don't think for 1 second that magicians are above using camera tricks to accomplish an illusion. Now that's not to say that they'll use video editing, but they are able to force the perspective by controlling what the camera is able to see. For example, if the camera moves really close to the performer, you can be sure that there's something happening around them that they don't want you to see. Anytime you see a magician levitating, whether it's on TV or even live, ask yourself, where could the support actually be? Spoiler alert, it's never real. No one can actually levitate. They're usually forcing an angle to hide the support system in a place that you can't see. This could be as simple as the magician's foot supporting their weight, or it could be as complicated as a crane with thin cables that are too hard to see against the sky. If a levitation is done on stage, look for a busy background which hides the wires. And if there are live people standing all around where nothing could possibly be hidden, they're usually actors and in on the trick to make the illusion look more real. Now on the flip side, if a magician ever hands something to a spectator to examine it, you could rest assured that that prop is exactly what it appears to be. A magician would never take the chance of handing a spectator a gimmicked object. These are just some of the basic signs you can look for, but let me know in the comments if there's other ways that you use to figure out how tricks are done.